Hey guys, this week it's been a rather rough week for me. I've been working very hard on my usual job, on my day job, but I still managed to bring on some news for you. First of all, I wanted to talk to you about the new photos from the new video for Behemoth, or Behemoth as some people might call it. Behemoth is of course a band that I already told you that I like a lot. I had the pleasure of meeting Nurgle a lot of time a few years back. Sorry, and he's a very good person, and I was really grief stricken when I realized that he was when I heard the news about cancer. Well, there's some photos about the video. It's very promising. It's very dark. It's managed. The video is directed by Group 13, which is I'm guessing it's the ones who directed before the previous albums. It also features Maciek Malinsuk, who is a Polish singer and guitarist and poet who has contributed some guest vocals for the new album for Evangelion. So I'm guessing it's very important, very good for the guys. It's very dark, very plagued, so to speak, with religious imagery. But it's looking very interesting. Nurgle's looking very good, and I'm going to show you I'm gonna try to put some pictures for you to see. It's very interesting. And of course, I'm very happy to see that Nurgle and the guys from Behemoth are, of course, back again in the saddle. It's very important. What else I'm gonna talk to you about? Almah. You guys know this Brazilian metal band from the guys who did from the singer of Edu Fallaci and Felipe Andreoli from Angra, and they released their new album. It's gonna be called they're gonna be releasing their album called Motion. It's gonna be coming out on I doesn't say year, but it was recorded in Oracle Studios in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And 10 songs were tracked, and the tracks are as follows. We have Hypnotized, Living and Drifting, Days of the New, Bullets on the Altar, Zombies Dictator, Trace of Trait, Soul Alight, Late 1985, Daydream Lucidity, When and Why. So it's 10 songs. What can I say? Well, other than that, I have no idea what's gonna come out. The guys say it's gonna be really, like the usual metalhead banner. It's the best album and whatnot. Hypocrisy is gonna release a new CD. A new DVD, sorry. It's called Hell Over Sophia. It's 20 years of chaos and confusion. It's gonna be coming out on October 14th and be a nuclear blast. It features footage from the band's concert on February 27 on in 2010 at Blue Box Club in Sofia, Bulgaria. It shows everything that's been there. The set list is 15 songs long, including Valley of the Damned, Hanging High, Fractured Millennium, Adjusting the Sun, Eraser, a medley of Pleasures of Molestation, Osculum Obscenum, Penetralia, another medley of Apocalypse, and The Fourth Dimension, Killing Art, A Coming Race, Let the Knife Do the Talking, Without the Week, and Fire for the Sky. The first encore with the final chapter and Warpath, and the second encore with Roswell 47. There's some footage up there in the internet if you want from found filmed, but it's 20 years celebrating, but one of the best metal bands in the whole world, which is Hypocrisy. One of the greatest producers and composers in the metal world, which is Peter Taction. So I'm definitely gonna be checking it out, and I suggest you guys do the same. Sumerian black trash metal band Melechesh. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I haven't been able to pronounce it. Have been joined by another new band, another new bassist. Sorry, because they have parted ways with Ram, who has departed amicably. They have a new bass player that is on probatory status for the while, but for the current tour they have a new bassist, and hopefully it will work out for them. Ashmedi, who is the guitarist and the vocalist, has a lot of faith in him, but as always they have tried to somebody they always keep it speculative, and as long as they can work together, they will continue on. Another news that I wanted to talk to you about is that The Gathering has a new album coming up. They have just finished their South American Ghost Ride tour, which they consider to be great. They released a new song which I told you about. It's called Heroes for Ghosts, and they are playing. They're gonna be playing a lot of tours and festivals in over there in Europe, but they're recording and they're willing to, hopefully, but by next year they will have a new album. As soon as I know more details about The Gathering, one of my favorite bands, I'll be showing you some information about it. Okay. Meanwhile, go and look for The Gathering's new video. Well, video for Ghost for Heroes, very good, and of course the song Ghost for Heroes is great. Members from Grave have joined forces with obituary guitarist Ralph Santola to create a new band called Red Scream. The new band, it's featuring Red Scream. It's Ralph Santola on guitar, Ola Lindgren from Grave on guitar, Tobias Christiansen on bass from Grave also, and Robbie Bergerstall from Grave on drums. They still don't have a vocalist, but there's some footage out there from one of their practices, and it shows a lot of promise. It looks very, very good. And well, I suggest you guys check it out. Ralph Santola is a great guitarist who once played with, if I'm not mistaken, with Iced Earth, and the guys from Grave have been moving a lot of waves over there in Sweden, and of course overall as musicians they're very, very good. So check it out. There's a rumor that Bob Larson, which is a famous American radio and television evangelist and one of the leading practitioners of exorcism, has confirmed that he is willing to conduct this coming week, an exorcism on Jorn Stuverud, who you might not know by his real name, but you definitely know him by his stage name. He is the guy called Necro Butcher, and is also known as the bass player for Mayhem. He's going to be coming over to America to be exorcised by this evangelist who claims that all the problems and all the hate that he has toward that Jorn has towards Christian religion is because he's possessed by demons. So he's going to be exorcised. This guy, Bob Larson, has toured with Slayer. He's I know if one might call him friends, but Glenn Benton is a very follows closely his show, and of course he's toured with Morbid Angel and other groups like that. But apparently is that the news is that he's gonna be exercising Necro Butcher. So good luck with that. And I'm gonna be paying a lot of attention to that. For those of you who are fans of Tarja Turunen, post her departure, from Nightwish, and who have followed her solo career, I want to tell you about a new band that she started, a new project, which is called Harus, and it's basically for members of the Finnish metal scene. Harus is Tarja Turunen on vocals, Kalevi Kiviniemi on the organ, Marci Niemann on guitars, and Markku Kron on the percussions. It's they've been working for a few years now, and they're going to be releasing a new album soon. I'll be checking it out, and of course I'll be telling you about this new band as soon as I have some information. And lastly, I'm going to be talking about Swedish symphonic metalers, Dragonland. We're going to be releasing their new album at late this year on AFM Records. The new album is going to be called, it was mixed at Hansen Studios by Jacob Hansen. They recorded 12 songs, and it's a continuation of the story that they made on Holy War, and also it features a special appearance by Fred Johansson, who is a musical stage actor. What can I tell you? There's not still a defined track list, but some songs included is going to be called The Tempest, A Stranger I Know, The Shadow of the Mithril Mountains, and A Thousand Towers Wide. So I'm hoping you guys will check it out. I'm gonna be checking it out. There's also a trailer for the album. I'll post it up as soon as I can. But be patient, and of course check it out by yourself if you can. I'm gonna talk to you about two albums that I really liked. The first one is gonna be one of my favorite albums of all time. It's one of my favorite albums. Sorry, it's the Passages album by Samael. It's the fourth album by Samael. One of my favorite bands. One of my favorite albums by Samael. Is one of the first albums where they changed the way they talked. They changed from being, satanic and whatever, to being more about occultism and spiritualism, and being about oneself. It's one of the albums that shows more from the black metal into more of the industrial sound that Samael has. It's originally 17 songs long, but the release has 11 songs. And they released a new an EP called Exodus, which is very good, also. And if you have a very if you're lucky, you can still find that double disc special edition, which contains a reworking of the album in classical, mostly in piano and organs and whatever, made by drummer Sai, and it's very interesting to look at it. One of my favorite songs from Samael is included in this album, Rain. It has Shining Kingdom, it has Angels Decay, it has My Savior, Jupiterian Vibe, The Ones Who Came Before, Liquid Soul Dimension, Moonskin, a great song, romantic song, Born Under Saturn, Chosen Race, and A Man in Your Head is the last song. But if you get the second, the 2 CD on re-release, you have the 2007 special edition. You also get Exodus, Tribal Cain, Sons of the Earth, Winter Solstice, Ceremony of Opposites, from Malkuth Together, and of course Static Journey, which is the hidden track, a special hidden track. And of course you have like I said, you find the 2 CD special edition. You get you get 10 songs out of the 11 that appear originally on the album, but in classical reinterpretation, all with German titles, including Regen or Rain, Glensendes Königreich, which is Shining Kingdom. There's Engels Untergang, which is Angels Decay, Jupiterianische Schwingungen, or Jupiterian Vibe, the Vorher Kämen, which is The Ones Who Came Before. There's Tam Kains, or the Rise of Cain, Monhaut or Moonskin, Mein Retter or My Savior, Winter Sonnenwende, which is I can't remember this name, Winter Solstice, yes, of course, and Ein Mensch im Kopf, which is A Man in My Head. So I strongly suggest you check out this album. Of course, it features powerful vocals, Chaos on guitars, Mass on bass, and of course Sai on keyboards, synthesizers, and live on programmed drums. And it was produced by Waldemar Sorikta, who was at the time also producing Lacuna Coil. And of course, check out this band. And it is also one of the last albums to feature Chaos on guitar, before Macro joined and changed a lot of stuff. The other one I want to talk to you about is, of course, one of my favorite albums, and it's one of the greatest bands ever. Like I said, The Gathering. It's the 8th studio album, which is Souvenirs. It was released on February 2003 through their own label, Psychonaut Records. Great name for also, of course. The album was recorded at E-Sound, WSP, Loud Amsterdam, and A1 in Amsterdam during 2002 and 2003, with the guidance of producer Slaya Hatsish, who did a great job on producing. And it was engineered by Slaya, by Sietse Gardenia, David Klucker, and Ignas Bruins, and it was mixed also at A1, Loud and E-Sound, the same studios, by Slaya, Rene Rutten, and Michael Buyens, and mastered by Alan Ward at Electric City. One of the how can I tell you? This album was very different, and probably because it was so different and because it wasn't properly marketed. That's one of the reasons they changed from Mr. Media. It's also the last album to feature Hugo Prinsen Gerlitz as a bass player. Sorry. But if you guys can check it out, it's a great album. I broadly recommend the whole album, but if you wanna have some tracks to check it out, These Good People, you learn about it, Souvenirs, Monsters, Golden Grounds, Yelena, and of course Alive All Mine, the last song on the album, which features also Trickster G or Christopher Rick from Over, one of the greatest singers on the metal scene. I definitely suggest you go check it out. Okay, and that's it for this week. Take care, guys.